Back again with another BS video, guys. Today we got a video from GRIPT Media again, trying to take our damn beef. Alright, I'm not even joking, guys. This one's called Culling Cows Will Achieve Nothing, says MEP. So this video is again about the 250,000 cows that the Irish politicians want to take away from us, guys. And it's absolute nonsense, guys. We just had Elon Musk on saying that it'll achieve nothing. It doesn't do anything. Zero. One of the smartest scientists in the world, guys. Quit trying to take my beef. Whether it is eating it in my own beef that I buy at the local butcher, or whether it is in fast food, 100% Irish beef in McDonald's. I absolutely love the Irish beef. It's the best in the entire world. It's what makes me get the most gains. It's what makes my clients get the most gains. It's the only food, for those who don't realize, that is the healthiest thing in the world that we've literally genetically been programmed to eat, guys. As very first humans, 2 million years ago, to 250,000 years ago, we started eating BS grains and all this nonsense, guys, ultra processed foods. Beef is the best thing in the world. Everybody got to protest against this one, guys. This one's gonna be crazy. Let's get it, man. All right, show some support in the comments down below. I'm not even joking, guys. You guys think I'm laughing, this guy or whatever. I'm not joking, guys. This is the worst, bro. People talk about politicians. This is the worst thing they've ever done.
When I started farming, there was very few people who had a car. If you had one tractor, you were very lucky. Now they all have just 2 or 3 cars in every house, and they're flying all over the world, and they all want a laptop, and they all want to do a phone, and they all want to go on a cheap holiday. But it's my cause or the cause of it.
Alright, guys. For everybody that lives outside Ireland, that I think he was from Kerry by, and he was basically saying that, yeah, like the phones and everything, the transportation, like the airplanes and stuff, is way worse than cows. Way worse. This is a crazy argument that they're saying that the cows are ruining the environment. I mean, just disgusting argument.
We're over-policed here as a farming sector here. Unfortunately, we have a whole cohort of people in different government bodies, semi-state bodies, policing farmers. Borbias and ICBF now have really got on the rocking horse because farmers are getting a small escape payment and they want to get a big portion of it. And it's making it very, the compliance level by farmers is small. They don't want to, a lot of farmers don't want to get involved in it because, they're going out, they're making busy fools out of farms, essentially like Teagasc have done here for many, many years, whereby the farmers are going out, they're just doing an awful lot of paperwork to try and meet instead of just normal farming. The freedom to farm is a thing that we had in the past. It's slowly diminishing. They're driving people off the land here. Young people don't want to get involved. The money is small. They don't get the minimum.
They're going to try bringing fake meat, guys. This is ridiculous. I hate fake meat. It's disgusting, bro. Okay? And, I mean, sometimes the burgers aren't that bad, but it's like €6 a burger, man. I'm not paying €6 for that burger. €2, alright, before inflation. This is ridiculous. Bro, forget about the hate speech bill. If you guys can't eat beef, you can forget about having good health. I'm not even joking, guys. You guys think I'm joking. Forget about having good health. I'm a personal trainer, 12 years bodybuilding. Forget about good health. If you guys can't eat Irish beef and chicken and this kind of stuff, and mainly beef, chicken is, not good. Beef is where it's at.
Minimum wage.
There's a lot of the agendas being run by the anti-livestock, anti-meat, vegan agenda, and dressed up as climate change. And I remember back, I'm farming with nearly 50 years, and the same amount of cows and the same amount of land with 50 years. The national herd hasn't changed in 50 years. It's 7.4 million 50 years ago, and it's much the same today. The composition has changed, but the total number hasn't changed. And when I started farming, there was very few people who had a car. If you had one tractor, you were very lucky. Now they all have just 2 or 3 cars in every house, and they're flying all over the world, and they all want a laptop. And
all the emissions is coming from cars and flying and all this stuff, guys. It's not coming from the cows. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous argument.
I want to do a phone, and they all want to go on a cheap holiday. But it's my cause or the cause of it. And I see locally in my own circumstance, I'm about a mile away from a village that's pumping sewage raw into the River Lee. But they'll come down to my farm and they'll take samples, the EPA, and they'd love to say till I was doing the harm. When COP used to talk about coal.
This guy, he may not speak, very well, but he's speaking amazing, guys. If you guys can get past his accent, like, he's saying that their environmental people are coming and taking samples from his farm, but it's not runoff that he's creating. It's coming from the chemical plants and all these other places, and it's being spread on his land, guys. So he's getting said that he's in the wrong from his livestock, but it's not, guys. It's coming from, you know, down the road. It's coming from upstream, you understand? It's like runoff that's put onto his land. It's ridiculous. So yeah, you know, if you can't understand, I think this guy's, you know, probably from Kerry or something, but you know what I mean, guys? Ridiculous. This is, bro, stop trying to take the damn beef.
She banged the table and she said that's our national interest, not up for the discussion. And I often wonder, is there any TD or MEP had...
That's not our national interest, guys. You know what I mean? Why don't we have a vote on it? How about that, guys? Can we not vote on stuff anymore?
the battle to say agriculture is our national in interest. You go to Italy in the month of November, drive down the middle of Italy, there's acres and thousands of acres and it's ploughed for setting maize in the spring. That's illegal here. You can't have the ground ploughed for more than 3 weeks. And I asked the farmer in Italy and he said, don't worry about it, you're now in Italy. I mean, there's an awful different interpretation. You go into a Chardonnay or a limousine or a Blonde Aquitaine farm in France and they have a stainless steel box in the corner and they cut you a steak. All our abattoirs in this country are closed with regulation. Like the government, EU will make a regulation and all court will put 2 or 3 more legs onto it.
In the last 100 years, the number of
Yeah, I couldn't really understand him either, guys. But the first part that he said was amazing.
cattle in this country have stayed the same, or in the world, but the number of humans has quadrupled.
Yeah, facts.
It's gone from 2 billion 100 years ago to 8 billion now. All of those want to go on 2 foreign holidays a year. They all want to drive a car. Just do the math yourself. But we're not completely against green policies. Green policies are very good. We want to protect the environment, but
the thing is, guys, like, you're not really ruining the environment by having grass-fed cattle. I mean, this is like basic biology. You guys know, right? I did biology till leaving cert. It's basic biology that when you cultivate the land, you know what I mean, you're actually helping it get more nutrients and growth. This is just ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous. Right?
which
I'm
want
correct when I say that, like, for sure.
to protect the environment. But when there's an anti-farming agenda which wants to get rid of livestock farming for whatever reason or another, I don't know, but that's what impacts on us.
And we've heard today that, you know, a lot of younger people feel as though they can't get into farming because it won't provide them with a standard of life that they want to. Do you think that that's the case?
Absolutely, yeah.
Farming and food is and still the biggest, I think, sector in Ireland, apart from like tourism. It should be the thing where you get paid the most. Absolutely, feeding people. Who doesn't like a big juicy steak or burger from, you know, one of these fast food or restaurants? Let's say posh restaurant. I eat fast food, guys. Come on, I'm broke. All right, you know, my whole life I've been eating fast food. I love the beef from these places. Who the hell is implementing these regulations? This is ridiculous.
I mean, for example, it's a 24/7 job. Well, you're probably working 12 hours a day and you're on call the other 12. You have no holidays. There's no holidays guaranteed, but that doesn't matter because there's no holiday pay. If you want to go away for a day, you actually have to pay. I have to pay somebody else to look after my farm if I want to go away. But that's the life I choose. And farmers, I think they will put up with that, but they would like just a little modicum of respect for the job they do. I said it here at the meeting today that
beef should be subsidized by the government, not the opposite, because it should actually be subsidized, I think.
A policy a few years ago was farmers were to provide public goods, whatever that meant. But I always maintained that the greatest good a farm provides is food for the population.
Yeah.
We're a small country, but we feed 40 million people with the produce of this country.
40 million. When I went to England, guys, it was all Irish beef. When I went to Italy, all Irish beef. Well, some of it was. But, you know, when I went to England, these different places, so I'll tell you.
And that's huge. But the downside to that is there's deals being done, Mercosur deals, because Germany wants to sell, say, BMWs and Volkswagens in Brazil, they want to bring in beef here, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's like, as they used to say, bringing coal to Newcastle. We're awash with beef in Europe. We don't need that. Let Brazil send it to China where there's a deficit. But the only reason it's brought in here is for the Germans and the French to sell their cars, but also to bring down the price.
If you study methane is a half-life cycle of about 12 and a half years. So
and no hate on Brazilian beef. They feed most of the US, I think, with their beef as well. But, like, guys, we have our own stuff here. Why can't we produce it ourselves? Why are we so reliant on other nations? Why can't we be self-sufficient? Does that not sound like a flippin' good thing?
So essentially, the methane that you produce today, half of it will have gone in 12 and a half years, and another 12 and a half years, half of what was left will be gone, and so on and so forth. So the reality is, if you have a similar herd profile to which we had in 1990, when the whole, we'll say, climate targets were being set at the start, the national herd in Ireland would essentially be the same size, slightly bigger at this stage than it was then. And so the methane that was being generated then that has degraded and has been replaced by the methane today. And if you're talking about global warming being an addition on top of what's already there, the reality is methane doesn't actually, if it degrades, and only the methane you produce today doesn't actually change. If your herd size increases, then you do create more methane. But on a stable herd size, the level of methane the new methane is ultimately only replacing the old methane. It's completely different from fossil methane, which is essentially taking methane from 10,000 years ago that's buried in the soil, or carbon, and recycling it. So
this guy's a genius, guys. Listen to this guy, what he's saying. It's recycling it, guys. It's not adding more to the environment. Understand?
Up 10,000 years ago's methane, and that is fundamentally different than methane that's in a life cycle, a regenerative cycle, and actually not adding any additional issues. What we need to deal with is our carbon. Our carbon lasts for thousands of years in the atmosphere. The likes of, if you think that airplanes, our aviation sector, for instance, we use 0.05% SAF, sustainable aviation fuel. So we need to deal with the like of that on the carbon in all our combustion engine type scenarios. The other thing we need to, from an agricultural perspective, we'd be far better off talk about nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide, by changing our fertiliser type and managing our slurry differently, we could significantly reduce our nitrous oxide.
Yeah, I think it's slurry that does most of that damage. I heard that before.
Nitrous oxide is about 298 times more pollutant than carbon, and it stays around for about 500 years. Jeez. Farmers would be more than happy to deal with things like nitrous oxide with a change of fertiliser type, because they can see that will make a real difference. Dealing with methane is actually suggesting, what it does is, if you culled all the cows in the morning, you'd get a short-term win, which would be replaced by more fossil fuels from carbon over a number of years. And ultimately, you'd be no further on in 10 or 15 years' time than you are now.
Yeah, and you guys got to understand that carbon monoxide is the bad one. Carbon dioxide is the good one.
The reality is that if you keep a stable herd, you're adding no more temperature increase of methane. Yeah. If in that situation, and we've had this out. I've had the like of Miles Allen, who represents on the IPCC from Oxford University. I've talked to Peter Thorne from Maynooth University about it as well, and Miles in particular fully accepts the point. IPCC have said in recent reports that we have to look at accounting for methane differently. My question is, we need to fast track that so it happens as soon as possible, because methane is not our biggest problem. Carbon dioxide is our biggest problem. Nitrous oxide is a big problem, and they're the things we should be focused on.
Interesting, guys. Very interesting. I love that. So he said carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide is the bad one. Carbon dioxide is actually not as lethal as people think. We're all carbon-based life forms. Guys, absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely love that. Let me know what you all think, man. GRIPT Media are just number one, man. I'm trying to promote all their stuff. I love you guys all. Quit taking the damn beef. I love triple cheeseburgers from McDonald's, baby. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.